I am Thirsty Bstrd, and this is my show at Lilford Gallery, Concrete Dreams. I'm Thirsty Bstrd. I do stencils and spray paint, mostly on canvas. I do screen print as well. So I've been doing art since like forever, I'd say. Like I started to draw as a kid, and like stencils, it's more like 15 years ago. I started to put some stickers and paste ups in the streets. I don't know. It feels like this medium is. I just found it, and it was an evidence. Yeah, so I start with designing like digitally, because when you do stencils, the thing is like you cannot just cut for fun and try to see how it looks, because it takes time. So what I do is I work on the design, and I make sure that when I see it on screen, it's like, okay, so I understand, like, because I told you that before, but it's like I want people to understand in 1 second, or see like, okay, this is what this is about. This is funny, or this is sad, or I don't know, like, but the message is like powerful. So I do the design first. Sometimes I keep it for weeks or months until I find like it's clear enough to be done. So then when it's ready, so basically I do it on paper. I cut it, and you have to think about the layers and where I'm gonna put like it's some. Mostly it's not just black and white. Here you can put some shadows, some shades. Yeah, that's it, I guess.
And you grew up in Paris. You were born in Paris.
Yeah.
So what's it like doing street art in Paris?
I was more like doing paste ups like when I was traveling, actually. So I did some stuff like in Madrid, in the US, in London. So it was more like that, more like traveling and put a mark somewhere with stickers mostly. So this is when I started, like, and now it's more like using the urban art tools more than doing urban art. You know, it happens with every art movement. First, people were using cans to do graffiti and on the walls, and then they started to use it to make. Now it's just a tool like brushes. You know, so I would say like it's more like the urban vibe more than urban art.
Where do you get your inspiration from?
My inspiration comes from like pop culture, for sure. Pop culture. What I do is like I try to use images that everybody knows, everybody understands, and to make a twist or to make a point about something. So there is a few ones on this show, for example, the one like with the businessman and the market. So the idea comes like, I want people to identify a businessman. So you see he has the tuxedo, like, how do you call that? Briefcase, yeah. So and the idea is to play with the symbols. So he's just like, maybe he's gonna fall from playing with the market. It is like putting more like putting two things together to make a message. When I say it's from pop culture, because mostly all the designs, I want people to recognize like easily what we're talking about. We have also like the working man. So you can tell he's a working man, and I use kids as well, just to make like, I think it's more powerful to make a point when you use kids, because you have the mix of innocence, and also you can project yourself as a kid.
Tell us about Star Wars. When did that start, and why Star Wars specifically?
Why Star Wars? But it's the same, like as I take inspiration into pop culture. For me, Star Wars, it's always been like something very easy, almost like a religion. Like you identify like the good and the bad. Like everybody knows like the iconography of it, so you can identify like easily like what you're talking about. Even like from kids to adults, everybody knows all the symbols in these movies. So this series of prints, the idea in the beginning is like when Banksy meets Star Wars universe. So I took some of his iconography and I mixed it with the iconography of Star Wars. So some are very close, some are like just a touch, but this is the idea.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just said Banksy, so I assume he's one of your influences as
Yeah.
well. And I was curious about in case of bankruptcy.
Break glass,
Yeah.
So this piece, the idea just come from just to make a comment about the art market, actually. So there is a few different ones. I did not only Banksy, I did some Basquiat designs as well, Haring, Van Gogh. Yeah. The idea is like the collect. It works with the collectors. Like I know, like some have real Banksys in their collection, and they have one piece like that just to make a point, to make a joke about the whole stuff. Like if someday I'm bankrupt, I break the glass and I can sell the work. And the one with the wall inside, it's like it adds like a layer, I would say. It's just like, because it's a piece made in the street that would have been stolen by someone to be sold. Yeah. But the first one I made actually, because I do a series of it, so there is a few different ones, different sizes. But the first one I made here at Lilford Gallery.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because I had this idea in my mind, like what if I take a box, I put, in case of bankruptcy, break glass, and I put an artwork inside. Like really the first show here, I was like, oh, I have an idea like this, like can you do that? Because there are framers as well. He said yes. And so the form of it, like it didn't change since the first one. Like it's done like that, yeah.
Oh good. So we have our inputs too.
Yeah.
Where do you hope your art takes you next?
It was good for me to do this show because I'm part of like group shows, like not everywhere, but like in different countries. And when you do a show like this, like solo show, it's more like you think about like 10, 12 ideas at the same time, and you make it work all together. So it forces you as an artist to think about new designs, but also to find new themes to develop. So I think here I put more work into like for example the one with the boat. It's not really like the message, it's more like the feeling you get from it. And also the one with the flower from the poster of the show. It's like, it's not a statement, like it's not, oh, okay, this is about that. It's more like a mix of, maybe it's about peace, maybe it's about environment, preservation. But still, it's like, you can say it's a kid, so you can imagine it's a new generation. And maybe instead of like holding a protest sign, it just holds a flower. So it's more like you get a vibe from it, but it's not an actual message like, oh, okay, this is about that. It's more like, it's about generation and change and peace and that kind of stuff.
Have you learned something about yourself that you didn't know before while you've been doing art for so long? Like, what have you discovered about yourself? Very deep, yeah.
No, it's just like, so I don't know if it answers your question, but like for example, yesterday during the opening, when you get people like they understand exactly what you meant, and also they see themselves in your work. What I try to do is something universal, like you understand. That's why mostly now I used to put more words inside the designs, and now I don't put like much, because I want the picture to speak by itself. And when you get someone like saying, oh, I see exactly what you say, or this reminds me of me as a kid, or this is my daughter on this picture, like all that kind of comments, it's just good. It seems like you feel like you made a good job,
Yeah, you communicated,
so,
and like you said, it's good because you exhibit all over the world, but people still
Yeah.
are able to connect despite the language difference or the barrier.
Definitely. Yeah, that's why I was talking about pop culture, because this is my culture actually, like being born in the 80s, 90s. Yeah, so this is something everyone, like everywhere, has in common, like some references, and yeah, so it's not something I learn about myself, but it's more like as an artist or as a creative, when you get a good response from your work, it's like it's encouraging to continue actually, and it's a good feeling.